Me right. When working for Estee Lauder, I was treated right, so I don't want to assume that maybe that's the same feeling some other people will have, but I was treated right, and up till now I'm still receiving gifts. You all can testify to that. I've told you on this platform how I got some so things from Estee Lauder. I gave a life, I'm a vessel. Welcome back to my channel, gorgeous people. How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. Hope you having an amazing week as well. Thank you all so much for your likes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you to my old and my new subscribers. I appreciate you all. God bless you all. So if today is your first time coming across my channel, please do not forget to subscribe and do turn on your notification bell in order for you to know whenever I upload. Today's video is going to be my experience as a beauty advisor, and in this video I would like to share tips on how you can actually get yourself in that position as well if you're interested in working as a beauty advisor. And I will tell you what I did while I was working with this job, and I will tell you what I got in return, and that's basically it. So a little introduction about how I became a beauty advisor. All right, so when I was back in Nigeria, I used to I was a real makeup artist, because I went to school for it. But it's just that when you move to this part of the world, you have to kind of start something entirely. Like, it's always like that. If you're a doctor from wherever you're coming from, when you get to this part of the world, there's possibility that you might not be able to continue in that career, depending on you. If you really want to pursue it, you can go back to school, because you can't just come with your degree from wherever you're coming from and just assume that you can just get a big position here in America just like that. So if you really want to go get that position you were when you were back from where you came from, then you still need to kind of go back to school. So that's just the bottom line. So when I go here, I do have experience about makeup, because when I was back in Nigeria, I used to have a beauty studio of my own, and I used to have just one person that works for me. That is what I can afford. So I have just a young girl that just came out of secondary school, and I hired her, and she used to be in the store for me while I go hunting for my clients. So that's the story, the one in Nigeria. So I go from churches to a registry where they do have weddings, venues that I know that people can actually get married. I go to those places with my flyers, my business card and all that to give them in order for me to be able to secure clients. And while that girl is at my store, while she's working there, she'll be selling products. I do sell hair products, I sell makeup, I have all beauty related stuff I had all beauty related stuff in my store then back in Nigeria. But when the opportunity to come to America came to me and my family, of course I shut down the business. I sold some of the stuff that I have in there. I brought some, which I don't have any one of them anymore, because they should be expired by now. I don't want to use foundation from 15 years ago. Anyway, so that's my history from Nigeria. So bottom line, I do have experience about makeup. If I'm still back in Nigeria, maybe I would be much more better in makeup now. But when I came to this part of the world, I had to switch my career to something else entirely in the first place. I'll be bringing out another video about that. If you want to know what I did when I first came to America, my first job ever, when I first came to America, please leave me a comment down below, and I will surely shoot that video. I don't mind even if it's just one person that want to know about it. I'm ready to shoot that video for you. Okay, so I'm going to jump on to how I became a beauty advisor. So when we came to the States, like I said, I did something entirely blah blah blah, and once in a while they're having a social gathering where I used to live in Chicago, and they party a lot. We have a lot of Nigerians, Africans there. So sometimes every now and then I'll get somebody to ask me to do their makeup, and I will just do my mini bits kind of makeup then, because makeup was not all that gang like the way it is now, that they call craze, they do all sort of things. Then it was not, it was glam and simple, just like now. It's still glam, but you got to do a lot now. So I do get every now and then, but not all the time. So I cannot solely rely on that as an income. So I had to pick up something else. to do. So when we got the opportunity to go to Europe, I and my family, because of the nature of my hobbies job, we get to travel a lot. Like we stay in some places for like 3-4 years and we move to another place. So opportunity came for us to go to Europe. So we went to Germany. So when we got to Germany, and I was thinking that I was going to continue what I was doing here in the States, but I couldn't because I don't understand their language over there. So there's language barrier over there. Even though we lived in a neighborhood that is kind of Americanized, because we have more Americans there, is that place. And I was not ready to go back to school there because I know we're going to have limited amount of time to stay there. So why waste my time to go and learn German language when I'm still going to leave the country back to the States? So that's why I didn't even bother at all. So I started, I pray a lot. I'm not going to lie, and I pray a lot I pray for everything. That's the kind of person I am. So I started praying over it, and I was asking God how I can be able to secure the kind of job that I really wanted. I really wanted to do makeup. I really wanted to work with makeup, skincare and all that, because that was what I was doing back in Nigeria when I used to run my own beauty studio. So that's the kind of thing I wanted to do. So when I got opportunity to go out after we kind of settled down in Germany, I had opportunity to go to the store. And when I got to the store, this store is in my neighborhood where I lived. So I went there and I saw makeup department. I was like, my eyes, my face was like, wow, like it was like I was in a dreamland. So I was so happy to see that. Oh, I wasn't too shy. I was not even afraid. I just walked up to the ladies that worked in that area, and I asked them how they secure that position, because they are all Americans. Because the neighborhood where we lived, it's kind of Americanized. It's meant for we that we came to Germany to come and work because of our hobbies job or your significant other's job. That's the reason why you're in Germany. So that neighborhood is kind of for us. Though we have some German that comes in every now and then, but they are not that a lot. So we speak more English in that neighborhood. Okay, so when I saw those ladies, I just walked up to them and I was so excited, and I talked to one of them. I was like, I introduced myself. I said, hey, because they can't even call my full name, so I go by Demi all the time. So I said, hey, how you doing? My name is Demi, and I didn't even know. I just thought, I said I love makeup. I'm so excited to see this, blah blah blah. They have Shiseido, they have Estee Lauder, they have Lancome, they have Clinique. I was just happy. And the first thing she told me was like, you are beautiful. I was like, oh, thank you. So, and she told me that they are about to move, like they've done their own term. We just got there. They have done their own term, like they are 3 years, and they're about to move back to the States. So she was like, she's going to talk to her boss about me, that I have experience from Africa, although I haven't worked as a makeup artist or beauty advisor in America, but she's going to talk to her boss about me. Meanwhile, remember I told you before my camera cut off, I didn't know if that place is recorded, but I'm going to say it again. I love to pray. I pray a lot. Okay, so I remember I was praying and telling God that I really want to walk in that line, because I'll be much more comfortable, because I do have experience in it. So she told me that her boss was going to come in town, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, I'll keep in touch. So I left that day and I kept on praying. And I remember the particular day she called me, I was actually fasting that day. I fasted that day, and that was because I was looking for a job as well. Okay, so I fasted that day. I remember I just finished praying. I lay down on the couch in the living room. My kids they've gone to school, so my hubby has gone to work, so I was the only one at home. There was nothing much for me to do. I'm new in Germany. I don't really have friends then and all that. So I prayed and I lay down, and after that, then my phone was beside me. My phone rang, and I picked up my phone. It was this lady that called me, because of course we exchanged phone numbers. So she called me and she told me that, oh, guess what, my boss is in town. So I was like, oh, she said, you need to hurry up and come and meet her. I just told her about you. You need to come and just come to the store. So I said, oh, just give me like 1 hour. Let me get myself together. I'll be there. I might be there before 1 hour. So ladies and gentlemen, you know what I did? Immediately I went back into the shower. I put in just a little foundation. I just make sure I put myself together. That was what I did, and I was wearing something like formal outfit. Okay, so I went. I didn't go with any CV, because I wasn't expecting I was going for an interview, so I didn't even get ready. She just told me that come and meet my boss, and that was what I thought I was going for. So I got there, and she introduced me to her boss. Her boss took me to the office behind in the building, I mean at the store. They took me to the office, we sat down, and when I sat down, the woman, may God bless her wherever she is right now, I love her to death. So she just looked at me like, she was looking at me, and the next thing she said, you know, you're coming from the States. I said, yes ma'am. She said, you know, if Mark Cosmetics sees you, they will hire you like this. I was so happy when she said that. As in my mind, I was thinking that, wow, if she said that, that means there's possibility that I will get this job. So I was so curious at the same time. So I was like, oh really? Then she said yes. So I asked her, I said, why did she say so? I wasn't afraid to ask her anyway. So she was like, I asked her politely. So she was like, because of your skin is beautiful. So I was like, oh, thank you, ma'am. And she was like, I like the way you put yourself together. Are you aware you're coming for an interview? I said, no. I said, she just told me to come and meet you. She never said anything about interview. She said, well, girl, I'm going to interview you right now. And she interviewed me at the spot. She took, of course, to sit down, and she interviewed me. She asked me about my experience. I told her I had no experience about being a beauty advisor in the US at all. I said, I've only run my own business when I was back in Africa. I used to have a beauty studio, and I told her my duties, what I did back in Africa. And she was like, okay, you know what, you actually have experience, and I like the fact that you're saying the truth. So this is where I'm going to give you an advice. If you're going for this position as a beauty advisor, let them know if you don't have experience. Because if you claim you have experience, by the time they put you at the counter, it's going to be all, it might be only you at the counter, because I was the only one at my counter. So I was only trained a little bit about skincare, but the makeup part of it, I have more experience. So if you don't have experience at all, when it comes to makeup, when it comes to skincare, just tell them, let them know. Of course, they will train you. It might take a while depending on how fast you are in learning, and it doesn't take forever. So she told me that just send me your CV later, and you know. So she went back. She doesn't stay in Germany, she stays in UK. So she's just the account manager for Europe. So she went back to Germany. So she went back to UK. So a few days after the interview, she called me, and she was like, they're going to hire me. Of course, I guess she went to meet her own boss to discuss about it, and that was why she had to call, give me feedback. So she called me and she asked me if I'm still interested in the position. I said, yes ma'am. I said, I've been waiting for this call. Meanwhile, I was still praying and fasting to make sure I get this positive result back. So, and I thank God I got it back, and they hired me. Ladies and gentlemen, when they hired me on that job, it was like I won $1 billion. I was so happy. Like, and our outfits, the way it's put together, when I dress up, people always ask me if I'm like, I work in the plane as hair hostels, because it's so look together, very professional. So if you're working as a beauty advisor, you have to look all well put together all the time. It is normal, because you are representing a brand. So I was representing Estee Lauder, so I have to like be in my uniform all the time. And some days when I don't wear my uniform top, I make sure it is blue that matches my pants that they gave me. So I always look, yeah, I just love the way I look every time I dress up in that uniform. As in that, like, overconfidence would worry me like mad. Let me go to my Niger level. You go to worry me like mad, like say, now me be this. So ladies, that's just the bottom line. And while I was with them, I worked for Estee Lauder for the whole year while I was in Germany, you know, for those 3 years. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was blessed in so many ways. I don't know how I do meet my target, because as a beauty advisor, you're going to have a target. They might tell you that in the next 3-4 months, you must set so amounts, $5,000, $10,000, $25, $25,000. No, huge amounts that you'll be wondering that how in the world are you going to survive? How in the world are you going to make it? But with God, all things are possible. I cannot tell you how I made it all through, but I know one thing for sure is that every time it is time for them to evaluate me, I always get positive results. She's always like, Demi, you are amazing. You are doing a good job and you are giving us good returns back. So every time they send me either they send me a bracelet, they send me gifts. All I cannot even remember how many gifts I've received so far, like a lot all the time, because every time they say I don't meet my targets, but I know it is God, not by my power. It is the grace of God, because I don't know how I did it. And you have to be nice to your customers, because your customer will always vouch for you. They will always be the one to give testimony about you. So the bottom line is, it's easy to get this beauty advisor job even if you don't have experience. Just be honest and make sure when you're going for your interview, look put together. You don't have to have loud makeup on. Just make sure you're, just a little bit of foundation powder will be good to go with a lipstick or lip gloss if that is your choice. But just look all put together and pray, because you cannot do anything on your own. Just pray and believe God that when you get there, even though without your experience, you'll be hired. So I hope you all enjoy this my experience. I used to be a beauty advisor and I enjoyed my time working for Estee Lauder. It's a wonderful company if you're looking for where to work and you want to be in all this prestige makeup company. You want to work with them. Estee Lauder is one of those that you can try. Okay, and in this video, if you all want to know the kind of job I did when I first came to US, please leave me a comment down below and I will shoot that video for you. I don't even mind if it's just one person that asks. I will still go ahead and shoot it. Let me know if you want to know the kind of job I did when I first came to the States, and I'll be glad to shoot that video for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.